The Chicago Sky blow a 16-point lead against the Phoenix Mercury and end up losing this game, their fourth in a row. In all four games so far this season, the Sky have given up at least 90 points. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
Welcome to Chicago Sky Central, and here's your host, Hayes.
Yo, I'm gonna get straight into it. I ain't finna get all sugarcoating with the run-ins and the like, comment, subscribe. We gonna get into the shit after the fact. But you had a game where we came out finally looking like a team. We finally looked like something. We finally looked like we were starting to gel. And for the first half, for the most part, we was doing pretty well. We came out, scored 21 points in the first half to their 17. The next quarter following 23 to their 21. So first half did everything. We was pretty good. Things got pretty much acclimated. We seen Ariel Atkins step up, be a little bit more aggressive to start off. Courtney Vandersloot making some key decisions there. A little bit of turnovers here and there, which was a little weird. But yeah, we started off well. Angel was getting to the foul line. Wish she was a little bit more consistent, but nonetheless, she was still getting to the foul line. Camila was slow, but besides that, you was getting what you needed to get out your starting lineup in the first half. Now the bench didn't really do nothing. If you really want to be honest, we only got two bench points as of CBS. That's because that's where I get most of my stats from. And actually 10 bench points, including E Will. Outside of E Will and Rachel Bannon with 2 points, the bench gave us absolutely nothing. And it all goes down to this. If you look at it statistically, in every major category, we did pretty well. We shot 40% from the field. We didn't shoot well from three, but we shot well from the. I was saying in the beginning we shot well from the field, and 28.6% from the three, but we was 85% from field goal. We had 55 total rebounds to their 38. Assists about the same, 25 26. Steals, we had 5 to their 11. Blocks, 5 to their 7. But for the most part, we had everything on lock but the main thing that took us out of this game, which is what? Which is everybody what they're saying in the comments, motherfucking turnovers. Way too many turnovers, and more specifically, way too many goddamn turnovers from our goddamn point guard, our old point guard at that. So yeah, like just I we had this game won, and then you seen in that third and fourth quarter, they shot the lights out, yes, but at the same time, that team, Phoenix Mercury, looked like a team that was ready to win tonight, and we didn't fucking look like we was ready for it. They came out shooting, and we went out ducking. I like, and that's what I seen. Like you squandered away a win right there, and you're gonna have to work 10 times harder because now you got another L on your back that makes you feel even more shitty. So at this point, y'all just gotta lock yourselves up in the gym because that's the glaring issue. So many missed layups, so many turnovers that you're clearly not on the same page. The communication is off. The defense is glaring, is completely off. It comes and goes. Like this is not the Chicago's. There is no little bit of non DNA of the last year's Chicago Sky I see in this team as of the first 4 games I see. Drip
Yeah, how does it sound now?
better.
Good. All right, cool. Yeah, this team's just disappointed. And even in a game where you had a 16-point lead, all your starters score in double figures, like you just don't have enough down the stretch of this game, and you just see your lead slowly go away. You're not making any adjustments, none of that. It's disappointing. Like this is the game that you should have won. Right? You had 16 points, 9 rebounds from Camila, 13 points, 15 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 blocks from Angel. You got 15 points from Courtney Vandersloot. Even with her looking old at times, she gets you a double-double with 15 and 11. 14 from Kia Nurse, 21 from Ariel Atkins. You get 10 total points off your bench in this game. No Haley Van Lith in this game. No Maddie Westbeld in this game at all.
Which
These
should have
two
played.
players that I think, like, you could go to for an edge. You weren't getting anything else from your bench at all. I don't know, like Tyler Marsh, I don't know if he's in over his head. I don't know if he's trying too much to live up to what came and how we talked about him as a coaching candidate. I don't know. But he
Yeah.
is a big part of why he's not the only reason why. But there's so many coaching decisions that I'm questioning in this game. You called it out towards the end. This was still a winnable game. It was almost a minute left. We were down by 6. You ran a screen at the 3-point line for Kia Nurse, but then you don't even clear out to get it done. I don't know, bro. Like, and it's starting to feel like this is going to be a team that's going to have to play well despite their coach and not because of their coach, and that's really frustrating.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize, and I don't know what made me realize that, but it's a correlation. We got to stop looking at these assists just because you're around winning and you're a part of winning. Don't mean you're the reason why they're winning. There's so many times where that assistant coach always get a job and that shit never works. They are assistant for a reason. And 9 times out of 10, most assistants, whether it's WNBA, college, or NBA, if you were assistant for a majority of your career, that's where you need to be at because you're just not good enough to be a head coach. And I think that was just kind of, as of now, that's the glaring issue I'm seeing with Tyler Marsh. Becky Hammond can actually coach. You can help with production. You can help with confidence. You can help them work on certain things to expound on their game. But when it comes down to the actual winning side of basketball, Becky was the reason why they was winning. The things they implemented in the summer, the things they implemented in practice. Yeah, he worked with yeah, you can get the outside shooting and the handles from Jackie Young and from Asia Wilson. All that is nice and dandy. But at the end of the day, if you don't have no winning culture, all them step backs, all them crossovers, all the things you work on is pointless. Same thing correlated with now. What the fuck are we doing this point forward shit with Angel if she can't get the fucking main thing right? Why are we sitting here trying to do pick and rolls with goddamn Camila and she just can't stand under the damn basket and put the ball up? I don't get it. We got fucking Kia Nurse that's shown only she should just be shooting, coming off the bench as well, but then she should be shooting, and we got her making decisions off pick and rolls. And we got fucking the main option who should be Ariel Atkins going off. We got her in the fucking corner just staring while she got 19 points. I don't get it. I just don't get it. The coaching just don't make sense. Yeah, it's early, but it don't take rocket science to show me that you know how to coach. It don't take that long.
Yeah, it should. It's just little mistakes, like the fine tuning of things. Like you can have a great system all day long, but you got to adjust. And it seems like Tyler Marsh, again, from the outside looking in, maybe this does change this season. There's been coaches that have had rough starts to their career that end up turning it around. But as it stands right now, it's like he created what he thought was going to be a good system. It's not working the way he thought it was, and now there's no adjustment to it. Like the way that we're using players, just it's not, it doesn't, you know what it is? And I hate to say this, it's too early to say this for sure, but this feels very Fred Hoiberg-ish, bro. Feels very Fred Hoiberg-ish, and I don't like that feeling.
I can't even say that because to some degree, Fred showed throughout his duration he could coach a little.
Yeah,
This motherfucker look like boiling.
that's crazy. No, he ain't animated enough to be boiling.
He's just boiling. Yeah. He that's the thing. I think that's another thing that's pissing us off. Like the urgency that we're seeing that needs to happen on the court, we're not seeing in your physical nothing. So like it is cool. Like it's a lot of players, a lot of coaches, I should say, that has calm demeanors, but they're Eric Spoelstra is calm for the most part. But if he'll see something like, let's go run that back. We ain't doing this shit. Greg Popovich don't get mad every fucking 7 years. But if he sees something he don't like, he blowing that whistle. Time to fuck out. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it with Marsh. I'm just not.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, let's again. I'm not gonna call it quits on Marsh quite yet because I've seen, like I said, coaches turn it around, but like it's not looking good. It's not looking promising. It's not giving much confidence that things are going to turn around. But we are like I said, it's not even just Marsh because while Camilla had a solid game statistically, 16, 9, 1 block, 4 assists. That's a really good statistical game. When you watch this game, for those that got to watch this game and had the time to actually watch it, like I'm tired of seeing Camilla being the biggest woman on the court, but it feels like she plays like she's the smallest, bro. Like any bit of contact. Listen, playing AT is a difficult matchup for anybody. I want to be clear there. That's a difficult matchup for anybody in the WNBA. She's just that tough, that good, that strong. She had 10 points, 15 rebounds today, 15 assists today. But down the stretch of the game, this is where the difference between veterans and young players are. She knew, all right, now this game got close. Now you finna have to stop me.
Mm-hmm.
And like with them putting Angel on Satu, which Angel did a really good job when she was guarding Satu. When it was Camilla on AT on those possessions, like AT ate her alive. And Camilla's gonna have to decide if she wants to be how bad does she want to be great? Because right now
That's
she
the
feels like
perfect
a
question.
player that is in over her head. That if she has the size advantage, great, she's gonna play pretty good. And like I said, she played good throughout about 85% of this game. But that 15% she didn't play good was one of the most important 15% of the game, period. And we just didn't have her out there. It's almost like she's not out there, and you can't be the biggest woman on the court, but feel like you're playing like the smallest. You just can't do that. You can't do that.
It's very frustrating because you see the Kalani Browns, you see the Tierra McCowans, you see the it's the plethora of 6'8", 6'9", 6'6" players in this league, but they don't have the physical traits that Miller has, and it's frustrating to watch because you see how dominant Tierra Cowan physically is, but she just the skill and the physical makeup is just isn't there. Versus same with Kalani. Kalani ain't never been the greatest athlete, but one thing she know how to do is use all of that 6'8" frame that she has. When it comes to Camilla, and like I've always said, I bring it up every time. Don gets animated, but I've never seen Don get as upset as when I've seen her coach Camilla because
Mhm.
there is no more. The most frustrating thing in the world, especially in sports, is seeing a big motherfucker that's useless, and it's only because they're useless because of right here. They're not clicking in and realizing they can be a killer and within themselves, and all it takes is them to unlock it here.
Yeah.
And if and that and that and the hardest thing is that's the hardest thing in sports too is unlocking that too. So it's just a double-edged sword of frustration when it comes to Camilla.
Yeah, it's just so much frustration there. Like you said, that's the perfect way to word it because like she has the skill. Like she has the skill. We've seen her do it before. She can put the ball on the floor. She can get up and down the court. She has the skill, but it's like all that skill don't mean nothing if when we need you to put a body on somebody, you're quiet. Like that, all that doesn't matter. Like and that's going to be part of the problem here. And I'll tell you what, like I know she's not getting on the court right now. We don't know when she is, but I want to start seeing some Maddie Westbeld out there with Angel at center, Maddie Westbeld at the four, because I think that's kind of that could be something with Maddie Westbeld's ability to stretch the floor a little bit. Again, I'm not saying bench Camilla permanently. I'm not saying that Camilla can't unlock it. She's in the second year of her career. Maybe she just maybe she's a slow learner. I don't know what it is, but like we got to start looking at mixing some things up. And when you got two players that are both buckets, and Maddie Westbeld and Haley Van Lith on the bench, not playing any, whereas Michaela Oniwerde and Rachel Bandham sucked
And we're
the
getting nothing.
entirety of this game.
Yeah. We're
I
getting
don't know why
nothing.
they're not getting an opportunity.
And that's the thing. Like it's something if we're getting something from this bench. We're not getting nothing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like you're seeing, especially you should see around the league, these people that's letting the young players play, they were actually fuck around and winning. Why? One, they don't got no damn tape on you. That's one. Two, the energy. They coming in thirsty. These other motherfuckers know they got like Rachel Bandham. Everybody else know they got another year on their contract. These rookies ain't worried about that. They know they got something to fight for.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing that's going on in Washington. That's even the same thing going on with Connecticut. They looking bad at sometimes, but they fighting.
Exactly. And Felipe, let me school you on plus minus. Plus minus is the worst stat that you can use, especially if you don't watch the game. You know why she had a positive plus minus? Because when the Mercury were going on a run, they didn't trust her ass out there to play defense, and she was sitting on the bench the majority of that time because they knew that she was a liability out there on the court. So she was sitting down most of that run because the game got physical. And when the game gets physical, you can't trust Camila Cardoso. Plus and minus is an indication on when you're on the court. It's not an indication of how well you played when you were on that court necessarily. It depended you. That's why you have to pair that with the eye test. Camilla was out there when the Sky were running. They were front running. They had the lead. That's why her plus minus is so good. When they needed her ass out there, they couldn't trust her, so she sat her ass down. You got to understand how plus and minus works if you're going to try to use that in a conversation to try to indicate a player's impact on the game. We're not blaming the entire loss on her. Did you not just see the first almost 12 minutes of this 15-minute so far live stream that we were giving it to Tyler Marsh? But you can't act like Camila Cardoso wasn't a part of the problem here for the Chicago Sky. You just can't. I don't care what her stats say.
And I wanted to address the whole we ain't getting calls thing. I think there's a point, because we never really talked about it. There's a point in basketball, and there's a game inside of the game of basketball. And when you establish yourself as a certain team, or players are establishing themselves as certain players, you get called a certain way. We ain't gonna get calls when both our bigs be acting soft as fuck as soon as they get touched. Like, why am I calling a foul on you when I know 9 times out of 10 Camilla gonna drop to the goddamn floor? Or the ball is just gonna fly out their hands and it's gonna go be a turnover on the side. You know why they started being a little bit more different towards the end of the last year? Because Camilla and Angel was making them bitches. First of all, this was the first time we was pretty much going to the lane and going to the rim heavy in the first 4 games. We've been trying to shoot the lights out for the last 3 games. So they damn sure not finna give us no calls when we trying to shoot 33s a game.
Yeah.
Phoenix got that because they started shooting, and you still had AT and Satu still trying to attack the rim and actually being physical, attacking the rim, not just falling or the ball just flying out their hands when they got it. Fuck these calls right now when we playing this bad.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. It's a lot of going on wrong with the Sky right now. I do think these last 2 games were very winnable games, in my personal opinion. I think they were very, very winnable. The Sky did not have the execution of what was needed down the stretch of the game to be able to pull it out. They just didn't. And that's going to be something that they're going to have to really go in and dig in and look at, because right now, this team, you can't trust the lead. Like, when you can't trust a 16-point lead. And I get it that there's no lead safe in basketball. NBA, WNBA, doesn't matter. There's not a single lead that's safe. But you can put yourself in positions. There were times where the Sky had opportunities to stop the bleeding, and the difference is that the Mercury made those shots where the Chicago Sky was stuck looking. And we have no mental fortitude right now. We crumble the moments of adversity, and that's as a team. That's not to blame it on any one person. Yeah. That's as a team. Courtney Vandersloot started making mistakes down the stretch. Kia Nurse didn't want to shoot anymore after lighting it up in the first half of this game. She didn't want to do it. Angel started doing some of her questionable things on offense when she could have let's set up some offense. Like, everybody had a place in why this game went the way that it did. And you got to figure out, look at what you did that was right in this game, because you did things that were right that led to a 16-point lead against a team that's now 4-1 to start off the WNBA season. So you did some things that were right, but that only matters so much because these coaches in this league, in every league, they're going to make adjustments when you start playing well. Right now, we see that the Sky, they can get out to they can get a burst in there. I think even in some of the losses, they got like one good run in there, right? One good run. But outside of that, like, we can't keep giving up 30-point quarters. That's huge in the WNBA. Hell, that's huge in the NBA.
Yeah,
you can't keep doing that. We're averaging over 90 points given up per game. You can't do that. You got to find some type of identity. You got to find some type of toughness on the defensive side of the ball, because the offense was okay today. It was okay today. Our defense down the stretch was god-awful.
Garbage. And want to. Motivation, like that's another thing. Like that's another worry. Like the fact that there's spots in times where this team just look unmotivated to finish the job or get back in the job. Like
Yeah.
it's coming to issue, and I hope they fix it and fix it quick. Because like I said, good coaches don't let shit stay because then shit becomes habits.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And this, I mean, hell, it's already a habit. We've fallen into a habit of giving up 90 points per game. That's not gonna cut it. We come in on Thursday. We face off against the Dallas Wings. We have 2 games against them Thursday and Saturday to end the week. Then we get a week off. I need 2 wins. I do not want to go into a week off down 0-6. You can't do that. So let's hope that this guy can pull out some back-to-back wins before they end this break. It feels like a bye week. You're not supposed to have bye weeks in basketball, but you know it is what it is there.
Literally a bye week. I don't know what that shit about, but yeah, hopefully we can get a win. At least one of them. Something. I don't want to go with this bug. What? That'd be 6-0. 0-6.
0-6, bro. That's crazy to go down 0-6. And then we come back after that bye week and we face off against Indiana, which will probably still be without
Liberty Dream.
Damn. Yeah, nah, man. You got to start getting this shit together, man. You got to start getting this together. Tyler Marsh, we're looking at you, of course, looking at the players, and let's hope that this guy can start writing this shit. Because I tell you what, I'm not ready. I'm not saying the season's all for naught and done yet, but I'm telling you what, you get out to 0-6 start, and you come back after that 0-6 starts against the Fever, the Liberty, and the Dream. Yeah, man, it's not looking good at that point in time. So we'll see what the Sky got. You got anything left, Steve, before we get up out of here?
Tyler Marsh, take their phones, lock their ass in the gym.
Yeah, you got to get in the gym. You got to work, man. Yeah, we'll see what this team is made of, man. This is if these players are the players that we think they are. Camila, Angel, they've never really lost like this. Courtney Vandersloot, you're coming off a title. Like you gotta start writing this shit, man. And we'll see what happens here. But you guys can follow us at Chicago Sky Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoSkyCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Sky related. We'll see you on the next one. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.